Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're going to be taking a first look at a brand new game which launches on Steam today called I Am Your President. It's kind of a visual novel type role-playing game, I believe, which basically puts you in the shoes of the US president. I'm not sure how linear the storyline is and how much you actually have the ability to change things. I guess we'll see. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at this. We will be returning to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts soon, but this came out today, so I wanted to take a look. You can see here you've got three options: new game, load, and settings. We go to new game, and it shows Make America Great Again as the only scenario available to us right now. Not sure if more will open up if we beat this one, or if it's, you know, more will come later. But right now, this is the scenario you can see. There are many challenges ahead, Mr. President. Better watch your step. You'll either die a covfefe or rule long enough to make America again. Okay, obviously a nod to Trump.
Like the look of
okay.
the very first president I saw. Well, surely you know this kind of people that kept saying, if you don't like it, do better. So, yeah, I was the kind of kid to answer, challenge accepted. Nevertheless, I didn't know I would have to do better again so quickly. But here it was, the thought that if I were president back then, I would have worn a helmet.
Okay, so it's going to be that kind of game.
Helmets do not always protect people from dying, but that I would. I also got to know that choosing the right confidant of your secrets is really important, and that mine would have been a locked diary. Time has passed. I got married.
Because no one can open a locked diary.
The thing about marriage is that you should never get married to that man. Back in the day, it was all like a game about doing better than my predecessors. But times got harder, darker, and I thought, maybe instead of trying to win the challenge, I could at least try not to lose. I was full of doubts. What would I do? Would I be able to save people, or would I only make everything worse? You can never be sure. Well, almost never. What I'm sure of is that I would never have left you, Oppie. Good job, little one. Now you can rest. But I was not done yet. I no longer wished for would and wouldn't. I wanted the choice between do and don't. And I finally received that choice.
You look like such an idiot with that helmet on.
Do differently if I was the president right now? Nothing. And you know why? Because now I am your president.
Okay, that's the intro to the game here. It looks like there's a letter from a previous president who's giving us some advice on a tutorial. We're going to go ahead and skip that. I jumped through some of this already once before. This is our chief of staff coming in to greet us. I'm certain your presidency will be great for America. Thank you for the kind words. Basically, you get these choices when folks come in that you have to interact with them, and it's sort of multiple choice dialogue. Hope you get along and cooperate. I'll see what I do best for the country. I'm here to help the citizens. I'll try my best. I see. I'll do it. Okay, so I don't know. I'll do what's best for the country. Hey, that helps our politics score. By the way, you have scores up here on the top, which sort of give you an idea of how things are going in the country. So there's a society score, politics score, industry score, economy, military, and diplomacy. The scores can go up to 1,000, down to 0. I think if you get to 0, you lose the game, but I'm not 100% sure. All right, how does this process look? Director of Communication is going to come ask us some questions. So basically the next phase is going to be our Director of Communications coming in and basically giving us some choices to define who we are as a politician. Like, are we a Republican? Are we a Democrat? What do we care about certain particular issues? So let's go ahead and get started. First question, do you support the death penalty? Okay, so this is a little bit different. It seems like the questions they ask you vary a little bit game to game, which is kind of cool. Because I played through like the first 30 minutes of this previously, and I did not get this as my first question. I don't even think I got this as a question. Anyway, do I support the death penalty? Yes, punishment should fit the crime. No, it goes against... in certain circumstances. I'm not like a big death penalty fan, but like I think there are certain cases where it can be justifiable. Should the government build on banking regulations and regulate the stock market? What? Yes, banks are responsible for the majority of financial crises. No, I think that would be a little bit too much overreach there. What do you think of the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program? I don't know what it is. Sorry. Redistribution of wealth is ineffective? That doesn't sound like what a nutritional assistance program is. Lower taxes instead. I think it's appropriate. Allows families to afford the most basic stuff. So if this is like EBT or something like food stamps, I think we should keep that in place. Lowering taxes doesn't help you if you don't have money. I mean, like indirectly, it might create more jobs, but like, okay. That still doesn't feed you directly in that moment. So I think in that scenario, food stamps can be worthwhile. What is most important for me? Social responsibility or individual rights? Both? Like, I think... don't make me answer that question. If a state was to double its electoral votes, what state would you pick? New York or Texas? I don't... The electoral vote should be determined by the population, not by my preference of doubling a state's electoral votes. Do you think anti-discrimination laws for employment are important? I don't think they should be necessary. I think, at least as far as how we're going to play this game. I'm guessing we probably want to say yes. Like, I don't think they should be required. But given human nature and given the fact that sometimes people will be shitheads, I think they sometimes are required to ensure that you have the force of law behind ensuring that people are not discriminating. Normalize relations with Cuba? Yes, we should. Free trade, boys, free trade. Or give us those Cuban cigars. Do you think there should be a wall at the US-Mexico border? I think that's hard to say. I'm not really a wall fan. I don't think they're efficient. I think they're a waste of money. But we probably should, you know... I guess let's just say no. It's not really about, like, in my opinion, it's not really about dividing people. Like, the wall's just horribly inefficient. It's a waste of money. Do you think that and, you know, people are going to come if they want to come, and it's a nation of immigrants, so... But anyway, do you think that it's a renewable energy? We should be investing in renewable energies. Non-viable for industrial purposes? Yes, it's a viable alternative for fossil fuels. I think there's a middle ground where it makes sense in certain circumstances, but it certainly isn't far enough along in others. So I don't have an opinion on this. I'm probably going to be too decisive to be popular. Thank you for your help. Okay. Really? I mean, okay, I guess I'll trust your results. I guess remember the Democratic Party then, huh? Short questionnaire. Okay. All right. So what is our identity? Are we serious, hilarious, or protected? What the fuck is with the helmet? We will be serious. Why so serious? We'll be serious, but then won't call ourselves the historical butcher. All right, our wife is Sarah. She's a relentless woman of Russian origin, brought Cold War dynamics into the president's marriage. Our daughter Eleanor is a party animal, can easily be spotted at various nightclubs. Our daughter Alyssa is the older daughter, wife of Chester, runs a popular blog. Son-in-law Chester is a black sheep in the family. Who is our favorite child? I'm going to go with Alyssa because Eleanor is a party animal, which presumably she's a party animal because she's acting out, because she's not getting enough attention from me, because I'm a shitty father or something. So Alyssa would then be the favorite in that scenario. Presidential pet, a penguin, a tortoise, or a shark. I don't care. I guess we'll do a shark, or we'll do a tortoise. You know, shout out to Tortuga Power, my podcast co-host. Slipping over a banana peel, the oldest trick ever. Your feelings. To be honest, I find the tragedy and misery of others amusing. I'm a simple man. I enjoy good slapstick comedies. I find the tragedy and misery of others amusing. No, I just like good slapstick comedies. I'm not a sociopath. If you were to play Russian roulette, what would be your strategy? Spin, pull the trigger, win. I would have an exit strategy. Yeah, I'm not just like, hey, what the fuck? Let's see what happens. Last slice of pizza, 4 people wanting it. Let's just, whoa, let's be practical here. 4 people and 1 slice of pizza. If it was 2, we could share it, but 4? That's a lot of people to share it with. There's a new secretary in the Oval Office. Hello, Juliet. Let me show you around. Jill, Jane, Janet, I don't care. I will call you Becky. Well, I'm not an asshole, so we'll show her around. Your deaf uncle has asked you for the tickets to the Pinky Swear concert. Family first. Here you are, Uncle Andrew. Due to his disability, I guess I may as well give him tickets or something less expensive. Hey, your family. We protect family. We'll give you the tickets, Andrew. Even though he's deaf, he's going to a concert. Maybe not practical, but if he wants to go, we'll support him there. Area of interest, business. We live in it. Invest, harvest, repeat. Shake the right hands, climb the ladder, aim for the sky. Vice President assignments. I don't understand why friendship is power is in parentheses here. I don't really understand the questions, but I would say friendship is power. The exhibition of the president's old books opening soon. Some find their childhood notes embarrassing, while others enjoy ruminating about the good old days. Our president must belong to the latter, since his first book will now be exhibited in the White House. Among them, one can find hidden gems like the President's Encyclopedia, with the president's own drawings in the margin. The president commented, I used to give the president's mustache or crooked teeth. Say the president. I don't feel guilty about, though. I value my freedom above everything else. When my parents found out about this little sin, I simply replied, Mom, Dad, let me create my own president. Little did I know I would become one myself. Okay. Already I felt like I knew it was best for our country, so I took the pencil and gave certain presidents whiskers or a long beard. I wished to be the president so badly that I even drew myself on the last page. I'm not going to apologize for that. They were my books after all. I value freedom above everything. Yeah, we'll go with the freedom thing. The incident in the political club at Harvard University. Ooh, I went to Harvard. One of the most promising students and chairman of the politics club had to deal with a disturbing behavior during the last night's event. In the middle of the debate, one of the participants departed from the question and started sharing his radical, mostly racist opinions. The chairman took up the reins and redirected the conversation back on the right track. The chairman did not intervene and later explained that it was a debate and he is all for free speech. So I'm the chairman, I guess. What do I do? Do I get us back on track, or do I let him say whatever the fuck he wants to say? If he's going off on a tangent and there's no reason to be talking about, you know, offensive things, I guess we'll take the reins. I mean, he can't just like spew his vile racism. Dan Williams diagnosed with a brain aneurysm. What will his vice president do? Widely known for centralizing power and keeping both his enemies and friends close. Vice president's known to entrust his subordinates with equal part autonomy and responsibility. I don't want a vice president who is too keen on consolidating power. President's obsession with head protection has been a hot topic. Hey, I think every citizen, including me, should be allowed to wear whatever they want, wherever they like. So why shouldn't I protect myself? Don't shame me for wearing a helmet. Okay, so we can't build a wall or block. New war on terror is not allowed, and we can't build a wall. We have to choose a main goal. Solve the opioid crisis. Strict gun control. Human mission to Mars. Reform of policing. So these affect all these different traits up here. So we will do human mission. So strict gun control is popular, but I'm not going to do that. Solve the opioid crisis is hurts society for whatever reason. That helps our political score. Also helps our industrial score. But I don't know that wars on drugs are terribly effective usually. So let's go to Mars. Let's be that visionary and reach for the stars. Minor goals. Trucking along. I guess this is like a trucking industry thing. Get off the roller coaster. Sense of pride and accomplishment. Universally loved. Rekindle the American dream. Yeah, let's do that. Although I don't really know why rekindling the American dream would hurt our economy, but. Okay. Pride and accomplishment. Let's do that. Because that just seems easy. Make us proud. And trucking along. Let's get this industry back on track. I don't know why industry and economy are separate. You'd think they'd be related. I appreciate your help. All right, so we've got 620 on politics. Industry's 500, so those two are in really good shape. Society's okay at almost halfway up to 1,000. The economy we're going to have to work on because that's down to 250. The military is okay, 450, and diplomacy is okay, I think. All right, so we've got multiple options here on the left side. We've got quests, human mission to Mars, send your first manned mission to the red planet. And we've got quests, so we've got 4 quests, human mission to Mars. We've got till turn 21. Rekindle the, these are our promises. Rekindle the American dream, which means the economy rating needs to get to 1,000. Wow, that's a far ways away. Sense of pride and accomplishment. Never have our political score drop below 350, I think. Is it any of our scores or just our politics score? I think it's just our politics score. And then trucking along, never have the industry drop below 350. So we get the bonuses, but we also have obligations now for those. I don't know how to send people to Mars, though. I don't see an option to do that. Maybe we'll get like a update here. All right, so we're on to the next day. My presidency. It's time to go to Mars. Well, these rockets in the background. I will go down in history as the president who facilitated the next big leap for mankind, the historical butcher. Okay. So this is how the people see me. Sad side, I can't bear to watch the news anymore. Seeing other politicians run circles around him is pathetic. I just came back from a business trip in Europe and I was shocked to learn how famous and well-liked our president is there. Okay. Don't get me started on this guy. My brother is in active duty and the stories he tells, our military is in a sorry state. It really is. This administration just doesn't have what it takes. Okay. Apparently I am in the centrist bubble, leaning toward egalitarian libertarianism. This is like a cool little thing, by the way, you guys. It's got like a political chart based on where you are and the decisions you make, and you adjust where you are on here based on the decisions you make. And the options and choices that you are presented with are based on where you fall in the actual political realm here. So if you're a Marxist or you're a conservative, you'll get different options here. I'm assuming centrism will get me kind of more just generic sort of mainstream stuff, but I guess we'll find out. Well, who are you? Good day, sir. I know you're busy, so let me be direct. What do you think about vaccines? I'm not answering questions without a lawyer. What the fuck? She's the Secretary of Education. I think vaccines generally are pretty cool. I see. Well, I'm asking because the flu season is approaching and the U.S. Department of Education is about to run a pro-vaccine public campaign, and we really believe your presence could help a lot. What do you need me to do? What do you need me to do? What do you need? Why do you need me for it? What do you need me to do? Sure, what do you need me to do? Organize a television event where some will vaccinate school children. We want to open with you taking the first anti-flu. It's not the first anti-flu vaccine, though. Like, the flu vaccine is old news. Why would this be controversial? Like, we've been doing flu vaccines for years. Sure. It helps our industry and society scores, though. Thank you for your hard work. I'll let my followers know as well. What's a screecher? What is that? Oh, it's Twitter. The game is Twitter. Okay, so we can do proud. One of the things I love about the job are the opportunities to do something good. Condescending. Crazy how many anti-vaxxers are out there, or how I like to call them, pro-dead children. Oh my God. Mysterious. Knock, knock. Who's there? Better tomorrow. You're welcome. Okay. Call for action. Going to see some young citizens vaccinated. Hyped. Let's get together and make some change happen. Who's with me? Going to see some young citizens vaccinated. Hyped. Let's go together and make some change happen. Who's with me? Okay. Mysterious. Knock, knock. Who's there? Better tomorrow. You're welcome. Oh, what? All right. I guess we'll just be proud on this one. 42,000 likes, 5,000 replies, and 17,000 retweets. Sometimes all it takes is to not puke in someone's mailbox. You're welcome. Yeah, sure. Do everything except for solve the opioid crisis. That's not my job. I didn't say I was going to do that. Hey, good for you. We vibing. Next time I see words like good and vaccinate next to each other, I'll stab someone. But with a needle, right? Steam research? Yeah. Okay. I've screeched once. That's fun. Do I have anything else to do? I don't think so. Is there anything else I can click on? Like, I don't really know if there's anything else I should be interacting with in this room. Doesn't look like it. Okay, Screecher sent. Doesn't give me a influence on my stuff, and I don't get a summary for the end of the day, I guess. Oh, looks like we got a new feature for males. Let's get down to business and defeat the Huns. Exactly, my dude. However, it'd be worthwhile to do something that you've thought about changes in our great country. In truth, not yet. Oof, whatever. I have something interesting. Okay, tell me. You can't be passive. If you want to win people's hearts, you have to act, preferably change something or introduce something great. We will use your name and add a word, and that's making history. What the fuck? What do I want to do? Okay. Nothing's free. Investment costs money, so don't drive the country into ruin because instead of improving the situation, it'll only ruin it. Thanks, Captain Obvious. Yes, please. Okay. Projects. Okay. Projects are an investment minigame. Your investments affect many aspects of your presidency, such as statistics, promises, or political views. They can also unlock additional actions on the world map. The funding button allows you to add funding to this project tree. Depending on project tree priorities, it can affect your daily statistical change. Funding plus cost stats as much as told by the project tree. Okay. Project nodes are elements of the project tree. They give one-time bonuses and override tree properties. For example, the cost of funding. Project nodes are by default locked. You can unlock them with token points. Okay. Defund allows you to remove funding from the project's tree. It lowers daily stats changes from this tree. You will often get 50% back of the original funding cost. Okay. All right, so we've got these, I guess this is like our R&D tree. We've got healthcare, social welfare, diplomatic presence, domestic labor, domestic intelligence, energy, espionage, war expenditure, and military industry. Looks like you've got to spend points to be able to unlock any of this stuff. Spending points increase funding, though. Increasing funding does have a cost. What was our promise on industry? We can't let it fall below what? Never below 350. So if we go back to the projects here. So to get a token, we have to have 5, I think, funding items. Every time we increase our funding for healthcare, for example, it'll reduce the economy by 20. So let's go up here. So we've got to do 5 of these, which means it's going to reduce the economy for 20 for each one, and it'll reduce industry by 20 for each one, which would be 100 to do it 5 times. It would help our politics section, but it'll lower the industry by 100 and lower the economy by 100. The economy is already not great. But healthcare is probably something that our folks would like. Funding effects will increase the economy long term by +5 per turn, I think. So currently we have no changes per turn in our society, politics, industry, economy, military, or diplomacy. Okay, so we spent 100 industry and economy. Our economy does not look good now. 150. But we can use it to do 3D printed meds. Or we can do reduce federal workers insurance, which increases max funding, gives us funding, but reduces the politics score. Or refundable prescriptions, which hurts the economy every turn. So we're going to do this one because it improves all stats by +2 per turn. So that'll improve all of these. And it'll also improve our economy, which we've just tortured to try and like be able to fund this. So let's do this. 3D printing medical meds. There you go. And everything is green now. So that's a good again, this is change per turn. So we did lose some stuff up here, but we're going to be gaining some of that back every turn, which is good because God knows I need to help the economy. Okay. So that's like an example of one thing you can do. I'm not sure exactly like how we go to the frickin' moon. I don't see that anywhere, or on to Mars. I don't see that anywhere on here. Whole bunch of stuff though. Okay. Anyway, so that's going to do it for that turn. We've got a mailbox item here. Forming a council for oil spill prevention and offshore drilling security. The law forming a council for oil spill prevention and offshore drilling security is waiting for your decision. Would you like to familiarize yourself with it? Yes. Bread and butter of every presidency. Familiarize yourselves with the documents and decide whether or not it should be enacted. Okay. How do I familiarize myself with a document? It doesn't actually tell me anything. All U.S. companies that engage in... There's got to be a... Right? There's got to be a document here, right? How do I... All U.S. companies that engage in trading, processing, storing, and extracting or transporting oil are not obliged to cooperate with newly created Council for Oil Spill Prevention. That sounds like a lot of oversight. And offshore drilling security in an effort to eliminate any risks. It doesn't tell me anything, though. I just wish it would tell me, like, okay, so I just read the document and say accept or reject? What? I need to know what the stat impacts are. It's probably bad for industry, maybe even for the economy. Still, it's going to please my voting base, right? How many people will I piss off if I say no? We'll just say yes. A new counteraction? All U.S. companies. Okay, so I accepted that. All right, so it's in the laws archive, I guess. People aren't happy about the economy. I recently lost my job and can't see what my alternatives are because the economy's in the shitter. Who? Our president? Which one again? Oh, right, I almost forgot. They don't matter. Sad sight. I can't bear to watch the news anymore. Okay. But it doesn't. I wish it would tell me at least what. One action a turn? Or one energy a turn? Okay. We're still mainstream centrism by the looks of it. I guess we'll end the turn. Okay, so let's see what happened here. Daily changes are these +2s for everything because of the bill we signed. The act we signed has no impact on anything. 3D printed parts, well, that is what's driving the daily change. And we did an email for pending legislation. So that's the end of our day. Looks like it's raining outside. Sorry, I know it's probably not my business, but we have to talk about your marital What? My marital problems? It's not your business. What problems do I have? Oh, are you aware? How come? Are you an alcoholic, a drug or sex addict? Maybe we should talk about your problems. Whoa, going hard. I don't need no help. My marriage is doing great, and this whole country is doing great. And we're all as happy as a preacher on Sunday. Okay. Are you sure about that, Mr. President? Then maybe you should take a look at this article. Do you believe in some random article and not what your president tells you? That's sad. Let me take a look. President's wife wants a divorce. What? We haven't even met my wife. What did I do? Our source claims that the U.S. president and his wife, Sarah, sleep in separate bedrooms. Oh, that's just because the president snores and barely talk to each other lately. Because the president works really long hours. The president is too busy to even remember that he's a married man. What? So Sarah feels lonely and bored in the White House. Will she file for a divorce? We don't know yet. But if she does, why am I talking like this? We'll be the first to write about it. Okay. Who told them that? How'd they find out? Why am I talking like this? I have no idea, but it's too late for some sort of investigation. We need to react. Get rid of all the independent media. What should we do? You know, I don't have time to save my marriage. Okay. Let's do some couples therapy. The president tries to save his marriage. Our sources claim that the U.S. president and his wife, Sarah, decided to fix their marriage with some counseling. The first couple were seen entering Air Force One, accompanied by David Claudel, the famous therapist who helped save dozens of Hollywood marriages and wrote 4 best-selling books about couples therapy. The question remains, will anyone manage to fix something as broken as our president's marriage? I doubt that. Will she file for a divorce? We don't know yet, but if she does, we'll be the first to write about it. Okay, we have a strange problem to discuss with me. Okay, Cecilia Aguilar, what's up? Gummy bears? I mean the 3D printed meds that look and taste like sugar-free gummy bears, sir. What? The 3D printed medicine. That was a great idea. Might be a problem. You see, some patients, especially seniors, consume more gummy bears than prescribed, thus disrupting the treatment plan and exceeding the recommended dose. I don't know. What about it? Sir, could you help me make a decision? No need to do anything. It's a free country and everyone should take responsibility for their own actions. Why would you make candy like medicine? Meds are supposed to be foul in taste. How about we add tiny amounts of laxatives to every gummy bear? That'll teach them. What? That'll teach them not to eat too many? Is that what they do with sugar-free gummy bears? Really? I think that's a myth. Make them taste like shit then, but then they might not take their medicines. Whatever. Go for it. That's the only way to make him not eat it, like candy. Okay, establishing transparency standards for consumable goods. The law establishing transparency standards for consumable goods is waiting for my decision. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. We need to do everything in our power to bolster the consciousness of our people. Otherwise, America will be overrun with anti-consumer practices, preying upon ignorance and laziness. Let's use technologies available to make it easier to access accurate product information. The producers of widely distributed consumable goods are required to publish a report detailing the impact of their production and distribution practices have on the environment and health. Short and long term, their workers, local and international, the reports made available via QR code and packaging. The specific standards shall be established and enforced by the Bureau of Consumer Protection. I'm not really clear what these laws do in this game because it doesn't give me stat impact information. Now, my one concern with signing this here is we got to keep the industry above 350. And we got to keep the economy doing better than it is right now. So I'll accept it because I feel like my party wants me to accept it. But I'm worried about what impact it might have. I know it's your fault. I just know. Here I was eating my tasty, healthy gummy bears on the morning, 2 after a dinner, 5 in the evening. Everything was excellent, and one day, all of a sudden, my favorite snack started to taste like shit. One day, my gummy bears began to be so awful, I had to stop taking them. And now my life sucks. It's boring. My tasty bears life was enticing, but now it's just a drag. You suck, Mr. President. I'm sorry. It's for your own good. World news. Okay. Man, or like stuff's already not great. All right, so our base income is like 2 to 3, I guess. So overall, it seems like we're doing okay on the getting things at least in a positive direction. We have another 5 points we can spend, but we'll completely tank our economy if we spend it in the healthcare section. As well as our industry, which remember, we got to keep that industry above 350. We do have a little bit, I think, of the, whatever the politics thing to spare. Let me get out of here. What are my promises again? Promises. Trucking along. Industry stay above 350. Okay. Pride. So this has to stay above 350, which it's well clear. And 1,000 economy rating. We're going the wrong direction on the 1,000 economy direction. I don't know how to help the Mars thing. I don't know what I'm supposed to do there. But 350 and 350, I think, here. So we're safe on that as long as we don't reduce our industry anymore. The economy, I don't have anything to spend on the economy. We could afford to take a bit of a hit on the politics side of things and also the military side. We could afford 100 of that. It'll help me do my diplomatic stuff, which I could either use to limit diplomatic activity or reach out. Improves my diplomatic funding. Alternatively, we could do domestic labor, but that'll hurt the industry and I can't afford to do that right now. This will hurt our diplomacy and our society, which will let me do social media division. Negative 300 max to, whoa. Internet code of conduct for federal employees will improve our politics. And what the hell is that down there on the bottom right? Die chances or something? Energy reduces the military and the diplomacy. We could subsidize solar panels. That would help the economy, apparently. Fossil fuels, Nuclear Energy Security Council. Do I have any funding anywhere allocated on anything? Military industry, military engineering will help the economy. Apparently. What will that do to... Can't afford it, though. Can't afford that. Espionage increases foreign operational budget. Also helps the economy. All right, let's do this one. One token. +3 energy funding per turn. Hell yeah. So we now have a +17 on the social rank per turn. And these other, or at least this turn, and the other items should go up too. So let's end that turn. All right, let's see what happened here. Oh my God, a lot. So project daily changes +17 to society, +2 for diplomacy, military, 3 for politics, 2 for economy, 2 for industry. Subsidized solar panels, no change. None of these things seem to have made any change. Okay. So we are going at +17. That is a surprising increase on... People really love solar panels, huh? I'm skeptical of that one, but okay. Why did we not get +5 on any of the other things? I thought we were supposed to. We got a letter. Mental Health Awareness Week. Yeah, we should do that, right? Some of the relevant documents. As mental illnesses are becoming more and more serious problems in the United States, I hereby solemnly declare Mental Health Awareness Week. That'll spend awareness about the importance of mental health and share information about the treatment of... Yeah, of course. That doesn't seem like there's any downside here. There's no cost. It's just saying like, hey, we're aware of it. Nothing in the news. What do you want? Chief of Staff? It's come to my attention you're entirely neglecting international relations. How am I supposed to know about that? I've been busy. Okay. The case caught my attention. Please start calmly. We don't want to nuke anybody yet. You'll be proud of me. All right, so it looks like we've got a new feature here. So the world map. The world never sleeps and every turn affects your statistics. You can change it by using map actions and reacting to on-map events. Significant changes come from countries. Try inspecting some other countries by putting a cursor over their borders. So let's put our cursor over Russia. They are distrustful of us. They're an authoritarian regime, controlled economy in Eastern Bloc. China, controlled economy. They're in the Indochina region. They're authoritarian regime, distrustful of us. Okay. What about Brazil? They're open. So I guess they're not distrustful of us. Canada is our ally. Okay. So relations with the U.S., there are 4 levels. There's hostile, distrustful, open, or allied. In general, the better the relationship, the better the change in statistics you will get. The more power a country has, the more impact it has on the changes. Okay. Changes every turn. Oh my God. Is this really the impact that foreign relations has? -58 per turn for politics? -63 for industry? I guess we at least get +31 for the economy, so that'll help me fix the economy. But why is our military so bad? So we can use our points on this too. Okay. Man, this seems like diplomacy is OP. So what are our options? What can we do on this screen? Looks like we can either... Right now, it looks like there's military options. There's whatever the slap icon, the nuke icon, trade agreement, and investigate. Investigate allows you to spy in countries and find opportunities to exploit. And trade agreements allow you to sign trade agreements. You have to be at least open with them to do a trade agreement, though. I don't know if we already have a trade agreement with Canada. They have to be open, but we're allied to them. Wouldn't that be? I don't get it. So trade agreements are good for what? It'll reduce the negative thing of... So if we have a trade agreement with Guatemala, it'll reduce the negative 58 balance on diplomacy or politics. But they're a small country with a small economy, so they won't have too much of an impact. I don't know why France... Or why is the United... This has to be random, because I did play this far into the game once, just quickly blitzing through things, and France was distrustful of us then. Now they're open. So... Which I guess means I could do a trade agreement with France. It would cost me 2 points. It would improve my industry's balance by 6. The country will slowly gain more power. But I don't care. They're France. They're fine, right? Germany is also open with us. This would actually be even better. So let's do Germany, because remember, at this rate, negative 63 per turn, we're going to drop down to like almost 350 in one turn. So let's do a trade agreement with Germany. You can see that, I guess, improves our diplomacy a little bit. So trade agreements are good for the economy. Or they're good for, yeah, they're good for the economy, or they're good for industry, I guess. Investigate. What does investigate do? 5% chance to... So what is this, again, what does this do? Invoke an event. So it causes events. Okay. Interact with countries. Spy in countries. Find opportunities to exploit. Okay. We're open with India. They would probably be a good place to do a trade agreement with, right? Massively would improve our industry. Okay, so we've got 2 trade agreements going by the looks of it. Iraq hates us. I wonder why. All right, let's get out of here because I've got 1 action point left, I think. So let's get out of the diplomacy screen. What's this person want? Sarah. Hey, it's my wife. What do you think about Claude's advice? Should we spend more time together to remind ourselves why we got married in the first place? It doesn't sound bad, but I'm not sure it fits my schedule. That we're in this mess because of our parents' marriages were a mess. I'll drink to that anytime. I guess let's spend some time together. I could use some distraction from the presidency, right? Okay, well, maybe I shouldn't have selected that because of the whole, like, oh, it doesn't fit in my schedule. As a joke, hon, I'm sorry. Of course, I'll do anything to bring the U.S. back on track. Don't you worry about that. What? My lack of commitment is hard to blame. The truth is we have grown apart lately. These both suck. We need to find a way to spend more time to each other. Alyssa died. She's not dead. She thought it said she was my favorite child. So maybe David was right, and all we need now is a short, sweet marriage retreat. I've got to fly out to the West Coast. Maybe you could join me. We'll go to my private suite and have a fantastic half-hour retreat before we land. He was right. How about a weekend in Hawaii? Only us 2. I guess I can use some time off. Marriage retreat in Hawaii. It's very likely the U.S. president and his wife, Sarah, decided to go on a short marriage retreat last weekend. Our sources claim that the first couple was seen kissing on a private beach and holding hands while entering one of the most expensive hotels in Hawaii. Good for them, I guess. I myself have never even left New York. Could you believe that? Okay. What's this? The world map. Take global action. With what? What am I taking global action on? I already clicked on that before. All right, so right now our turn score, why is the politic? Those are numbers are outrageous. So society is going to keep getting better, but our politics score is going to go in the shitter real fast. Industry too. At least the economy will get back on track, but the military is going to go down too. So I got to find out ways to improve the industry and politics badly. I guess we can go to the projects. Maybe we can, because if we're going to be getting 30, 25 a turn positive society points, and the economy is going to be 33, we can afford to spend some of that. We might have to wait a turn or two, but so this will hurt industry, which is already fucked. So we don't necessarily want to do that. Although we can get some of it back. Health monitoring chips. That sounds awful, big brother. What the fuck's that for? Maybe not that. Young parent support program. Plus 50% max to all stats. Well, I'm not anywhere close to the max, so let's hold off on that. This will help the economy and the industry by 10 per turn. Adjustments to the baseline tax deductions. I don't know what that means, if that's like some kind of tax cut or whatever. But 10 to both of those. So what does this cost us? Industry points. And society. But society, we already are getting better. Problem is I can't drop the industry below 350, and it's going to be negative 43 per fucking turn. What the fuck is the dice roll? Is that just like an event? This will at least help our politics here. It'll cost society, but we're going to be plus 20 per turn on that. And diplomacy. So let's... I only have one to spend this turn anyway, so... All right. The economy's getting better, boys. God, that's such a fucking... World events. Okay, what's going on? What's going on in Cyprus? There's a huge protest against financial elites in Cyprus. They better sort it out before it affects our stock market. 50% chance the economy will go up 50% chance it'll go down by 50. Supporting the working people is the right thing to do in this situation. No. We'll piss off regardless. So do we want a 50-50 chance of improving our economy by 50? Sure. I'm a gambling man. Oh, well, that was a wrong choice. We've got an event in Pakistan. What's going on there? A senseless massacre has taken place in an atheist convention held in Pakistan. An atheist convention held in Pakistan? That sounds not likely. Mock the shooters for their misplaced religious zealotry. That'll improve our political stuff by 50. It'll also make our relations with Pakistan open instead of distrustful. Yeah, I don't think any of this fits for Pakistan, but okay. Plus 3 funding to education. Oh, if it fails. So 50% chance of that. If it fails, plus 3 funding for education and social. That's actually kind of a badass reward. Yeah, because even if we lose, we win by getting education and social welfare funding. So we'll do that. Okay, well, not quite what I wanted, but at least the politics will be better this turn. Instead of a negative 55, it'll be a negative 5 net so far. Looks like there's another event. What's going on over here? Nobody leaves. We've received reports that opposition in Vantu managed to gridlock the entire government. 50% chance that our relations with them will turn to open or will become allied. 50% distrustful. Publicly ridicule them. They'll become distrustful. I mean, the society score. There's no real benefit to having them trade. Like, they're too small of a country. So I'm not going to have a trade agreement with them. So who cares if they close off their economy to me? I'd rather get the society bonus. Okay. We still need to work on industry, which is dangerously dropping. And politics. We have free trade agreements with Germany and India. What if we do a free trade agreement with France? We'll improve our industry slightly. Okay. Free trade agreements are what is making the world go round. All right, let's save the other 3 action points and go to the projects. Apparently we have 1 token available on healthcare, but remember, we're not going to spend that right now because our industry is not in good enough shape. What did we spend that on last turn? We spent it on domestic intelligence. We were going to do the internet code of conduct for federal employees. I don't really understand why, but it's good for the politics score every turn, which is not doing well. It'll cost us social and diplomatic stuff, which we have to spare. So next turn, we should be able to afford to finish this one off. What's our advisor want to tell us now? Good morning, Mr. President. How am I feeling today? Good as ever. Okay. My public image. The re-election's 3 years away, dude. Chill. All right, I think we're going to have to go through a bunch more of these like questionnaire stuff. So I'm just going to take a moment. We've been going for almost an hour, guys. This is, I am your president. I got the name right? Yes, I'm your president. Let's go ahead and save the game. We've been doing this for about an hour. It's an interesting little game. I'm curious to see how this unfolds. But let me know your thoughts, you guys. What are you thinking about this? I think it's kind of a unique sort of looking game. It's intriguing nonetheless. It seems difficult, at least initially, to manage a lot of these different variables. The economy is not doing well, but perhaps we can change that. We've at least got the society going in the right direction, which I guess fits for our political ideology. And diplomacy is going in the right direction too. So, you know, maybe we can use some of that stuff. Actually, the economy's trending in the right direction too, although it's not very good right now. So overall, you know, maybe we've got a chance. I don't know. I'm curious to see what you guys think. What do you guys think about this game? It is available on Steam, came out today. It's developed by, or published by Playway, developed by the President Studios. And yeah, I don't have much else to say. I will probably play it at least one more turn, one more day. And then we'll probably return to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts after that. But let me know your guys' thoughts below. It's kind of a funny, like quirky, like, I don't know. I'm intrigued. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today. This is the Historical Gamer saying once again, thank you very much for watching as always. And until next time, I'm out.